always.
Well, go up, couple more pieces. Oh, I just down here called the conductor. All aboard, man.
At night,
More time, man.
they keep all the adult shit.
They're talking about talking about tablets and like smartphones about restricting porn and lists.
How was that not?
But they were talking a discussion about how is it
when you were a
showing
kid,
on the internet unsupervised
yes, all the time.
they can go on like any website.
Were there any books that you weren't allowed to check out because of your
Plus, generally, it's better off kids learn the reality
there should be?
as early as possible.
I can't think of
Process this. Any for the children law.
So, are we just going to ignore my example that I provided you of society changing itself for the benefit of children? We're just going to ignore that, are we?
because I don't think that we should do that.
There's always backlash to everything. Yep.
Right. Okay.
Well,
I got to be honest. I'm a little high, and I kind of missed what you said.
Does anybody have a problem with that people's names are on the list and what happens with the list?
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah, it's called expectation privacy. You don't give up that
That's the only
shit.
problem I see.
Like the private information never given out. It should be fucking stored in a secret database.
That's right.
I agree. Oh, sorry.
Don't take the power of being.
Oh, Brian Johnson makes a good point. He says, power of face mask is not child abuse.
I didn't have
because I was trying to read chat and I'm a little stoned. So can you just reiterate what you were saying?
It's alright, Dan. Fucking. I just dumped the file on my computer, which I'll be uploading a little bit later. So I just want to grab a couple more pieces off this stream before I get busy uploading them videos for a bit.
And I was refuting that point.
He said it's been like, hasn't it been like that all along?
No, I want to know what his example was.
By providing the example of the scheduling of broadcast television programs, where in the UK you have a thing called the watershed, which is 9 p.m. right?
Yep.
Before 9 p.m. the programming is family friendly, and after 9 p.m. it becomes more adult. There might be sex involved or drugs or violence.
I get you now.
So hang on. Right. So what I'm saying is that the television networks adapt their broadcasting to meet the needs of children.
No, see, because that's only general broadcasting. You're leaving out the
cable.
fact. Hold on, please. So you're leaving out the fact that you can have porn channels that are 24/7, yada yada yada. All that stuff. Hold on, all that stuff on your satellite or your cable or anything like that. And you have to be responsible to code lock that shit. It's the exact same thing. That's your responsibility. You are allowing
Boards of
your
standards
child.
and practices.
You are
Boards of
allowing.
standards.
Sheba, shut the fuck up. Let 10th Man finish.
Every U.S. network television station has a section called Standards and Practices,
And
where
the
they
reason
practice.
for that was because it was broadcast over the airwaves. This is not.
That doesn't matter. It's just an example. It's an example of society.
Hey, welcome to the game.
Changing what it does in order to benefit children.
Which is why you understand. You're giving examples of where it doesn't change itself. It doesn't change his assertion that it does, and it's been doing it for a while. It doesn't do it perfect. He didn't say that.
But it
does it
shouldn't.
all the time. He didn't say that.
No, it should, 10th man. Right, the reason why US television networks censor themselves really heavily with regards to children's programming, and they do, right? They censor themselves, and it's because if you don't, children will emulate potentially dangerous and harmful activities that they see on screen. Right? So I studied animation at university. One of the things, because I'm interested in it, that I studied was censorship in animation. There's plenty of examples where in order to benefit children or to accommodate children, society changes what it does.
Of course, there's be obvious stuff.
Fucking hell, child labour.
I understand that, but
Of course, it's Pat. If Bill in Utah that blocks porn on all mobile devices unless you prove you're legal to watch via prime proof to a registry.
Does not change its laws for children.
Across this FCC community standards, Shiva.
It's a pipe.
Shouldn't have to is one argument, and I think you're right with that.
That's like saying that we should have
Johnson, dropping the F-bomb on general communication is a $250,000 fine.
Say 18 and older.
Across this, Brian, it depends on how and where you do it. Radio and television, says Brian.
I'm sorry, give me a second. This lady give me some free food to help me with the fucking garbage that we with.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Isn't that cute, Joe?
Did you say the food came out of the garbage?
What?
Okay.
I ain't eating random food from some strange person.
I think he was at a restaurant and helped the lady.
Brian John says, "Hey, we do the same things with guns. Drink up." That's a good point. Public people said the Flintstones were considered borderline in the early 60s because Fred and Wilma slept in the same bed.
The first
How
one,
things
the
change.
life and death.
How far have you got?
Here's a good point. I'm going to bring it too. What, have you always noticed, like in the early show, like back in the 40s and 50s, like like Leave It to Beaver,
it was that book that
Leave It to Beaver, concept, the other shows, Green Acres, Patty Duke Show.
Okay.
Don Reed.
So
how the parents always had separate beds. You never heard of stories like that. They always
maybe I need that.
Here's a good example. I'll tell you one here. Go watch the movies, The Christmas Story. There's a beginning sample of Ralphie is putting the scene where he was Red Rock BB gun into his mom's Look magazine. Look into that scene. The mother and the father's bed were separate. Parents didn't have a joint bed at the time until at least to the late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Especially on TV shows.
That's
why in the early days you didn't see very much kissing. You see smooch, but you didn't see like make out scenes until at least until the 70s or 80s, even like this. But you didn't see it until movies. TV shows you didn't see that much until like 80s and 90s, like make out scenes.
Parents have to be responsible for the actions of their child. Sure.
Oh yeah, water is essential life right now. Yep.
In my experience,
Brian Johnson says the highway is the thing to be, and a joint was a bad place, and how times have been changed.
For over a decade, in a fairly popular
Water essential life internet is it? Yep.
Buddhist gift shop in the UK. So I have seen children.
So I was there.
And
that the old Genesis, what's the 4 elements of the earth?
Too long. I've lost my train of thought.
Yeah.
Right. What was I saying? Kids.
Parental right.
Parents, children get their parents right. Right, Brian Johnson.
A whole bunch of parents are fucking half-wits.
I'm trying to think what the 4 elements are always saying. Was water, air, fire, earth.
Those parents probably do need a government.
Then the kids don't need the internet nabbing because knowledge and information is essential to life.
I don't know, man. They're raising psychopaths.
I don't think kids, little kids shouldn't even probably be on the internet. My kids had, when the school started requiring them to be on the internet, is kind of when I started allowing them to be on the internet. But I was, right there and I see kids, like 3-4 years old, playing their on games on the internet on their mom's phone or dad's phone.
I see them before too, where the parents are having their like 5, 6, 7-year-old child, their phone to play a video game on the phone. Like fuck, I never even experienced fucking video game. I didn't experience a fucking video game. Was like arcade, I was young, or like a pinball machine, but I didn't experience like my own personal video game until I got my Nintendo back when I was like 10 years old. So I didn't experience that kind of stuff on my own. Kids are fucking playing video games as young as 4 or 5 years old. It's crazy.
Do you know the conductor all aboard?
I remember my mom's friend Robin, he always handed her son Jaden a tablet. And she'd just go do her own thing. She'll be on her own tablet. On Facebook, Instagram, Twitter right now. Jaden would be sitting there fucking playing, these Warcraft fucking video games. I never dealt with anything like that. My video games were like Pac-Man, Space Invaders,
Arrange things at, and then choose the.
Mario Brothers, a few other things like Hubert. I love fucking Hubert. I never dealt with violent games. I didn't deal with violence, like Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter. I didn't deal with that shit until I was 15, 16 years old. Kids were, like 5, 6 years old. It was fucking playing fight games like Street Racer, aggressive games like that nowadays.
I'm not
exploitation of fucking television is at its finest, ladies and gentlemen.
So, what do you guys think?
Here's another thing I'm going to bring up too. I remember when I was young too. I used to watch Bull Durham, but there was a couple scenes, like the sexy scene was, with I'm trying to think of her name. I can't think of the top of my head, but yeah, but there was a couple on there, Kevin Costner was on the name, I think it was him. First name was Tim, but there was, sex scenes, a couple scenes, fuck scenes on there like that. I couldn't watch that shit because, I was only like 10, 11. But I watched the parts, where they were playing, the character Crash was in the home runs. I watched that part.
You answer the question. It's like, you're not allowing, so she wants to ramble on forever and then not allow anybody to speak. Right? Like here.
Yeah, anyway, it's a 10th man knowledge and information is essential to life, essential to development of those lives in question.
Her enemy somehow. Right? She just
Ryan Johnson says, I used to go buy cigarettes with no pin in my shirt from my mom. Now I can't buy myself unless I let the scan my ID. Here's the thing. Brian brings a good point too.
Yeah, when that's happening.
Fucking, dude, back then when I used to go, when I was fucking in high school, when I used to smoke cigarettes, I used to go up to Street 7-Eleven, and I was sitting in their fucking corner of a parking lot. I would have somebody like $4 and say, hey, can you go in the store? Can you go in the buy me a pack of, Camel hard pack?
That's right.
Shit, fucking, they're gonna do it right there and then. Nowadays, you call fucking bootleggers like this, crime shit like that. You can't even hardly do that. And the shit's so fucking serious. You got cameras all over the store, shit like that. Back then, it was fucking taking fuck.
There's a stream.
She's talking about me.
I was back then when I used to go bootleg for fucking beer. When I was still in high school.
Tapes, Tim.
18, 19 years old, fucking Brian, I used to go fucking bootleg. Go hand a guy fucking $10. Say, hey, can you buy a couple 240? I mean, we used to say 240 ounce of Mickeys and fucking deuce and Mickeys. Sorry, what's his name? People in the front. Now fucking sell shit all crazy.
So I recorded all this on VHS tapes from the dollar.
Yeah, and fucking Ten's got 970. He got 100 in it. And the Drama Channel. He's only got 456 subs and he's still getting bringing it in, baby. Hell yeah.
Like change your
okay. Yeah, bro. That's what I talk about, Brian. But just a good point about that. Talk about that.
Question during the stream.
Silver Diamond, 10th man, Shiva, boom. What's up, Silver Diamond? How you doing, sweetie?
Repracutions.
Naman says, be reasonable, don't yell, don't over talk, and don't get in your feels. Did I get that right?
What's the name of the stream? Repracutions.
Brian says, smoking saves lives. You're funny, Brian. God, man, you always bring good points, but you're funny. But you always make it funny at times, there, Brian. That's why I always respect. I've always respected Brian Johnson. I know this guy for like years. I mean, I'd known Brian before he even made my community media channel. He was out there with Eric Brandt that one day when the cops took away all the tents and blankets from the homeless people, and Eric was so pissed about that. And Brian met up with Eric that ladder on the half there. They went Subway together. I remember that. That was when they ate there. Brian went on his way, and Eric caught the bus in the street. I remember that. Eric was catching the bus to go home at the time.
No, it's when I googled it, it came up. I'm over this shit.
You're wrong.
Good.
Darren makes a good point. Crazy. Have you all watched television programs lately? Even the cartoons have turned worse. Yeah. Like fucking cartoons. Yeah, cartoons are garbage nowadays. Cartoons, remember the old Tom and Jerry fucking cartoons? Looney Tunes, heck yeah. I used to love cartoons. He-Raw, She-Man, now
that's what you
now you got these fucking stupid cartoons talk about therapy like that. Where have a cartoons like you smash each other with a fucking hammer or a pan?
Just say you
Roadrunner and Willy Coyote.
That's okay.
Let people abuse. Now people fucking say they're gonna ban. People talk about banning the paper because they say he's a rape character because he runs a cat. Fucking yeah. I mean, it's like nowadays you get fucking banned smoking. It's like okay, it's not okay to smoke in public, but it's okay to butt fucking slam a guy. Pull him on the ground and kick his fucking jaw in like that. But it's not okay to smoke a cigarette out there. It's not okay to fucking drink a beer. It's okay to watch Pepe Le Pew. But it's okay to watch a grown man rape another fucking woman on a movie? Get the fuck out of here. Crazy these times are.
I just picture you pounding on the keyboard really quick.
All right. Had a rant. Had to blow up some steam. It's done, so I'm cool.
I know, I remember my thought.
Cool, a new word that I did dictionary. Yeah, right, Danny Williams. Boo. Fist bump on that, baby.
You typed it in your accent. That's okay.
No.
Ozzy goes, it's okay, we still love you. It's funny though. Repercussions.